Good afternoon, y'all, and happy Monday. Happy Monday. I am Marsha Rose, and I am coming back to you with another girl talk. Okay, I am sitting back, and I am relaxed, and I am chilling because this conversation that I'm about to have with y'all is about to be intense. But before I get into this conversation, I would like for you guys to please like and subscribe to my channel. Okay? Please and thank you. Like and subscribe. I don't know where the buttons are, but they down here. But yes, use those buttons and like and subscribe to my channel. But anyways, what I will be talking about today is the first time I got into a fight. Yes, it was it was domestic violence. I've never been in a fight all my teenage years growing up, and all the bullying that I went through. I never got in a fight, none of that. And the first person that fought me, guess what? Was my partner. Ain't that crazy? But anyways, let me get into this story. So, me and my partner, it's actually my first girlfriend that I ever had. I didn't really have any serious relationships, much serious relationship with guys. I only had serious relationship with females. So my first girlfriend, she was much older. She's like 12 years older than me. At this time, I was 20 and she was 32. So 32, three kids, way more advanced than I was. But I feel like at that point, I was looking for a mother figure because my mother, honestly, we were going through some things. So me being with her was like, okay, it's like a mother figure. Okay, I'll enjoy this. Okay, I love her. Okay, is this healthy? But anyway, so I had her and I were together for was it a few months or years before? I'm going to say a few months we were together. And she had some little like she was verbally abusive, but I didn't really take it as anything. So I was like, okay, she just saying these things because like I said, I have always been verbally abused by other people growing up, but never anything that was physical. So her being verbally abusive to me, I will cry because one thing I ain't ashamed of is crying. So I will cry and then she will say all of this stuff about me crying. And then I'd be like, but bitch, you said something to make me cry. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Not cry? Like the fuck? Like the way you talking to me is ridiculous. First of all, and the fact that you talking shit because I'm crying ain't it. But anyways, that to me felt like it was healthy. I felt like it was healthy for her for it to be that way because of the stuff that I went through growing up. But anyways, when I remember the day that it got physical, there was this incident where we went out to the club. I went out to the club with her and her sisters, and they were much older than I was. I was 20 and I was living life. So I was always, when I was in my 20s, club was it. I was at the club. I was dancing, shaking my ass, doing whatever the hell I wanted to do in that club. But anyways, I went with her and her family to the club, and so they were like, when we got to the club, they were like boring. They were like up there in like the higher area and away from the dance floor. And me, I didn't want to be up there, And then my cousin came, which was like my partying cousin. We danced all through. When me and her got together, we was dancing. We was in the middle of the floor. We was dancing our asses off. So when she came now, when she came now, I went with her on the dance floor and we was just dancing. And then like while I was dancing with her, like I would like sometimes go up to my ex to make sure she was okay, but she was just like still acting crazy. You know, she was just like being standoffish. I don't know if she felt like, oh, I left her or whatnot, but I'm 20. Like I'm 20 some years old. I'm living my life. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? So the whole time I didn't even know that she had like this big issue with me being with my cousin and just dancing. And I guess there was like this one song that came on and I was just like dancing. And I guess I did like some hand movement over to the area where she was with her sisters. And I don't know if she made it was like something that offended her, but I think that it offended her. Mind you, this was like 15 years ago. So I honestly, talking about, I'm like, do I even remember the whole story? But anyway, so I'm just there having fun and whatever. So then we start to leave, and then while we leaving, I had to go back with my ex and her sisters because that's who I came with. So I'm going there, and she's like getting mad at me and like arguing with me and whatever. And I'm just like, girl, what the hell are you mad about? Like, I'm literally, all I was doing was literally dancing and having a good time. I don't see where you would get upset with me. So then she was like, she had stopped talking because I guess she didn't want to talk about what she was feeling in front of her sisters. Granted, okay. So they dropped her and I off at my apartment because at this time it was still early, so I was still living at my apartment. So they drop us off at the apartment, and now she's like really telling me how she feels and how she's just so upset that I left her and I should have never did that because I came with them and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yo, I literally just went there and I was just like dancing and have a good time. Like, I didn't think that you was gonna have an issue with it, but obviously you do. And like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, but I'm sorry. So she's still arguing, and at this time, you know what, I'm getting elevated too. So I start arguing with her back, you know, and then all of a sudden she just lunges at me, and then she just starts fighting me, just like wailing on me and shit like that. And I'm like, whoa, this is freaking crazy. Like, she literally put me up against my door, my front door of my apartment, and then just like started raging at me in my face, going crazy. And I'm just like, mind you, I don't fight. Fighting isn't for me. I don't like that shit at all. So this to me was scary as fuck. So I'm just like the whole time blocking my face because I'm like, you ain't gonna fuck my face up. Okay. So she just like, I don't know what made her stop, but she ended up stopping. So, you know, man, I'm cry. I'm like, I can't believe you did this to me. Why would you do this to me? I didn't even hit you. Da, 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 whatever. So then, like, I don't know. Like, I never told her to leave my house because I was just like this person that was just like, I guess I was just nice, you know? So then, I was weak. I'm going to say weak. Okay. And so like I guess she ended up falling asleep on my couch and I fell asleep in my bedroom. And then I was like, and I was crying like the whole night because I was like, I can't even believe that this happened to me. Like, this is crazy that this happened to me. And then like I had to go to work the next day, so I had to get up and go to work, and I left and she was still there. I don't know if she came back. I don't know if when I came back she was still there or what, but we ended up making up. So that was the first time that we got into a fight. That she put her hands on me. I'm not going to say got into a fight because I wasn't fighting back. So then, like, there were other times where we would get mad. She will get mad and we will be arguing, or I will get mad at her and we'll be arguing. She'll lunge at me and then start fighting me. Like, every time she was just like fighting me. And I was just like, oh, like, you're going to fight me every single time. It's like, I can't say nothing. If I say something, you're going to fight me. Like, that's not okay. And that's dangerous. Like, I shouldn't be feeling like I can't say nothing. If I say something about how I feel about whatever you may be doing or what you may be saying, you gonna have an attitude and you gonna want to fight me. I don't have time for that. And like I say, I was still young. She was still old, and she was older than me, and it was just like really crazy and scary to me when those things will happen. And like me, like I said, I wasn't scared to cry. I was always crying, fucking crying. She used to call me a freaking egg all the time because I was crying. And I wasn't ashamed of crying, being an egg or whatever the hell else that she would call me when I was crying. So then, like I remember there was like, I honestly forgot what the issue was, but it was a few years in our relationship. And probably like 2 or 3 years in a relationship. And this fight was crazy that we had. And I don't even think that it would needed to be this crazy. But I had gotten upset and frustrated now because I'm like, you always fighting me, and I'm just literally sitting here, like allowing you to fight me and talk to me, however, and I'm just sick and tired of it. So we was arguing. Like I said, I don't remember what we were arguing about. And she ended up, once again, lunging at me. This time I was like, no, this ain't gonna happen, and I'm not gonna sit there. This time I had some braids in my hair. She had locks, and I had braids in my hair. And I was grabbing her hair and like pulling her away, and I think I was hitting her too. So we were like hitting each other like back and forth, and she was pulling my hair. So my edges had came out in my braids because we was fighting like cats and dogs. And we had a dog, and the dog was in our room that day, and the dog was just like barking, barking, barking. The freaking room was crazy after we finished that fight. And then we just like fighting, and I was like, I'm sick and tired of you putting your hands on me. And it was just like boom, 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 like fighting like we was niggas out here on the street. We wasn't in a relationship at this time. We was fucking niggas that was mad at each other, fucking fighting in the damn street. And so we just fighting until, like, I guess, I don't know if I gave up or she gave up, but I know I was tired after that fight. And I just literally like laid in the closet and started crying. Like, I was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I literally was like so tired and drained. I was like, I don't want to deal with this no more. I don't deserve to be dealing with this. Like, I shouldn't be getting into fights with the person that I love. Like, I never fought before. I never fought anyone before. And the fact that I'm fighting somebody that I love, this is freaking crazy, you know? And I was just like, no, I can't live my life like this. I'm like, this is not healthy. The kids are in there and they're watching this and they're seeing this stuff. And I was just like, this is not okay. And I don't know if she calmed down after that or whatever, but then she came and she came in the closet with me and she sat with me and she was like, I'm so sorry. I would never put my hands on you again after this. And I still stayed with her because, like I said, I've been with her for almost 6 years. And so, like, the years after that, we were good. She wasn't fighting me. She wasn't physically fighting, but she was still very verbally abusive. Verbally abusive she was. And but I still stayed. Like I said, I was still young. I was having issues with my mother, so I felt like she was like a mother figure for me, which is, anybody, that ain't healthy. That's not okay. You shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody because they is a mother figure. They're not supposed to be a mother figure. They're supposed to be your partner, not your mother. Okay? So we had moved and we got into a bigger house, and then we were good. We were good for a long time. And so she stopped putting her hands on me. We will argue, but she would stop putting her hands on me. But yeah, that was it. Like, that wasn't the last time, but the last time is attached to some other shit that I gotta talk to you about because that other shit is juicy. And I don't want to put it in this video because I just want to talk about my domestic violence. When it started with her. It started with her ass. She, you know what? I'm not even gonna think to say that it started with her because, like, it did. No, it did start with her. That domestic violence and me feeling like domestic violence in relationships was okay, started with that relationship that I had, because I felt that if you love me, if you love me and I did something wrong, that you be putting your hands on me was okay, because you're a woman. If a woman put their hands on you, it's not bad. If a man does, yes, but if a woman, no, it's not bad. But either way, it is bad. You shouldn't be cussing each other out. You shouldn't be putting your hands on your partner. None of that should be happening in a relationship that you have with somebody that you say that you love. Yes, there's going to be conflict and there's going to be difficulties, but it should not end in cussing each other out like I said, like niggas on the street and fighting. Like that shouldn't be where it should go to. But that was like that relationship that I had with her was intense. Like that relationship was intense as hell. Did we have good times? Yes. Did we have difficult times? We sure as hell did. And we did last almost 6 years, about 5 years and 8 months, about that. But that was a toughie for me. That dealing with domestic violence was a toughie for me. Like, I used to get beatings when I was younger, but so maybe that's why I thought it was okay. But that domestic violence ain't okay. And if you are in a domestic violence relationship, don't think that it's so well, we all know that it's not okay. You know, like, because I knew that it wasn't okay, but I still stay with it because of the good parts that were in the relationship. So I ended up staying in that relationship because there were also good parts in the relationship. And due to that reason, I dealt with the domestic violence, and domestic violence is not okay. Like, you shouldn't have to be dealing with stuff in order to feel a little bit of love. You shouldn't be dealing with any form of abuse, mental, physical, emotional, all of that. You shouldn't be dealing with any of that type of abuse, because that abuse is not okay. But yeah, that's what happened. It's crazy because I'm sitting here thinking about it, and my 20-year-old self is like, I was 20 and I was just like, I would just be like, this is crazy. I'd be like, this is freaking crazy. Like, I can't believe I'm living my life like this. Like, why am I living my life like this? Why am I feeling like this is okay? Like, this is really crazy. But I dealt with it. I dealt with it for a few years of my life, and it broke me down in a lot of ways. I did some crazy ass shit in that relationship due to that, but I'm living. I'm still here. Ain't no scars on my face or nothing, but I'm still here. And I thank God for that, because a lot of people that went through domestic violence stuff has not gotten out of it. And that's not even my only domestic violence story, but I have another one for you, but I'm just going to end this one at that first relationship. And that set the tone. This relationship set the tone to me feeling like it was okay to be fighting in a relationship. Like I said, I'm ending it here, y'all. Marsha Rose is out.